Hi, and welcome back to Andrew's Answers. So, what we're going to talk about today is probably not going to come up in a whole lot of situations, but I feel like to give you the comprehensive answer you're looking for, I should tell you what you cannot get LTD for. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know I always say, it depends. And again, the answer to this question about what can I not get LTD is going to depend on your contract. However, these exclusions that I'm going to read to you, I've seen them in almost every policy. So I'm going to read them out to you and then we'll talk about how they can really impact your ability to get LTD. So if you're watching this video, you probably already have LTD insurance. So you check that box, you're well insured, everyone should be well insured. But now you're saying, can I get LTD for one of these conditions? So I'm going to read the 8 most common reasons that our LTD claims are denied. So number 1 is a war or act of war. 2, riots. 3, a suicide attempt. 4, injuries on the job. 5, injuries secondary to a crime. 6, a pre-existing condition. 7, disabilities related to drug or alcohol abuse. And 8, intentional acts. Okay, so again, it really depends on what your policy says to see what's excluded, but these 8 items are pretty common. I see them a lot, and a lot of lawyers probably just gloss over them, but I don't. And especially with today's current climate, the one that sticks out to me the most is a riot. Well, what is a riot? We've obviously seen a lot of turmoil in this country over the past couple years, probably really more the past year, and some might say it's a protest, some might say it's a riot. Our country thrives on protest, and we all here support that idea. However, there is a fine line between a protest and a riot, and of course we're not going to get into that today, but I bring it up as an example of you might have been legitimately injured at a great protest, something that was a great cause. Is your insurance company going to call that as a riot? How are they going to decide if that's a riot? Just something that's an interesting point. Here's another one. Injuries secondary to a crime. Well, how do they define what a crime is? Is it just a misdemeanor? Is it a felony? Is it a guilty plea? Is it a no contest plea? Again, that's open for interpretation. Do you want your insurance company making that decision for you? No. And you might think, I'm not going to commit a crime. Well, think about all the vehicular crimes there are that you might have engaged in unwillingly that caused your disability. For instance, a very bad traffic accident might rise to the level of some type of crime. Again, that's something we'll need to pack out. Intentional acts. Again, that one is just open for litigation before we even talk about it, because how do we determine someone's intent? We can go through these 8 points part by part, and I probably will make a video for each one because I think each point is probably worth its own video. But I just wanted to give you a heads up to read these policies and keep these things in your mind, because it may surprise you that it becomes applicable to you. So if you have a question, definitely reach out to me on this topic, because I think there's a lot more than meets the eye to these common exclusions. Thank you.